guys, it's Jamie with Not Too Shabby. Today we're going to color up the stamp set Rise and Shine. It's from our July box of the month. You can pick that up at nottoshabbyshop.com. I'll have the link in the description box for you. The box comes with 2 stamp sets, 2 packs of ephemera, 2 6x6 paper pads, a stencil, and a confetti mix. I really want to use this image today. I love that image, and I might pair it up with the coffee cup, or I might just have one image on the card. I want to do a really clean and simple card. I'm going to stamp right on the paper. I'm not going to pop anything up, and we're going to use our Copic markers today. I'm going to use my Misty to help me stamp out my image. Now, before stamping, I have to think about if I want to layer anything up. I would have to mask off an image, and when you're masking, you mask off the image that you want in front. So if I wanted to have like a coffee bean laying in front of this French press, I would have to stamp the coffee bean first, mask it off, and then stamp the coffee press. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp a couple of flowers, this one here, and a couple of the coffee beans scattered on the ground. I'm going to use the coffee beans to ground my image. So I laid out my stamps, and I can see that I want this stamp right in the front. So I'm going to stamp out this coffee bean first, and then I will have to mask it off and then stamp out the other 2 images. Let's line up our coffee press so it's standing straight up. I might want to put a coffee bean in front of this, so let's stop and think. I'm going to have to stamp out a coffee bean first and then my coffee press. So let's stamp out the little coffee bean right about there. I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. It's a Copic safe ink. It's my go-to ink. I like it because it never smears on me. So before I remove my images, I can take a Post-it note and stamp them out so I could create a mask. Now I can clean off my stamps. Now you'll want to cut out your image right on the black line. So if you don't have a sticky on the back, you're going to want to use some repositionable glue. This here from Zig, it's a 2-way glue. When you apply it wet, it's permanent, but if you apply it dry, it's temporary. So I'm just going to add a little to the back. Let that dry, and then we will use it for my mask. Now that our mask is dry, we are going to add the bigger coffee bean. And then I also want to add one on this side. So I'm going to take the smaller one and just put one down by the little feet. Okay, now let's take off our masks and do the reveal. Okay, so we got a pile of coffee beans down there. we are going to start coloring up these images. Now, if you need some inspiration for colors, in your box there is a coordinating ephemera pack and paper pad. You can grab the colors from here for some inspiration, or you can come up with your own colors. Okay, I've grabbed some Copic combinations. I'm going to do this because I want to match this paper here. So I found maybe this might match the best from my collection. I have RV29, RV25, and RV23. And this is going to be very hard to blend together. So you're really going to have to work at that. For the yellow, I picked Y15. We've got Y08 and Y11. In my green, I'm going to do YG07 and YG01. For my coffee color, I'm going to do E99, E97, and E95. And then for my coffee beans, E77 and E74. So I'm going to start off with the coffee beans, and I'm going to do the E77 and blend it out with the E74. Actually, I'll make the center of this coffee bean darker than the outer edge. I think I'm going to do the center with a lighter brown, so I'm going to leave that white for now. I'm going to use E25. And then I'm just going to go over everything and just blend it all out. Today I'm coloring on Express It Copic Safe paper. It's a very smooth paper. It does very well with the Copic markers. You do have to be careful and not to add too much ink, otherwise you might get some bleeding. If you do go out of the lines, you can use the Zero colorless blender and just push that back down into the cardstock. So I'm just tapping it. I want to do that center of the flower in yellow. So I'm going to take the Y15, my darkest, and then just work my way to my lighter color. While I have the yellows out, I'm going to do the base of this coffee press. The artist picked out some very lovely colors, so I am using the same color palette that she did. I'm going in with the Y08. I'm just going to save a little room for my lightest color. This Y08 is pretty dark. Then I'll just blend it out with the Y11. I'm going to take my Y08 and just do the centers of the flowers. Let's color in the coffee. So I'm taking E99. I'm going to do the darkest at the bottom. Got E97. And I want to make sure these two colors are blending together. So I'm going to work it a little more right here. I'm just going to leave a little center for my lightest color, which is E95. Okay, so now let's work on the pink. So R29 is going to be my darkest. It's RV29. I'm just going to add that in these little creases of the flowers. Since this combination is going to be very hard to blend out, I don't mind that those creases will not blend out. RV25, and I'm just going to go over that and just bring it out to the edge here. Leave a little white space for my next color. The tips of the flower will have a nice lighter shade of pink. So we're going to do the same for these little flowers here. We're not going to spend too much time because they're super tiny, so I'm just going to dot on the darkest color closest to the center. And then I'm just going to take the mid-tone color RV25 and just finish that off. I'm not even going to leave a space for the lightest color. And I'm just dotting on the color. I find that to be the easiest way to do these tiny little images. So for the green, we have YG07 and YG01. I'm just going to finish off that. We'll go back to the pink on the other accents of this French press. So I'm just going to put the darkest on the bottom of the leaf and then finish it off with this lighter color. I forgot to do this one down here, so I will go back with the darker green and just add a little darkness to the bottom. Okay, so let's finish up the pink accents on the French press. Okay, so there's the coloring. Now we're going to add the sentiment. So Rise and Shine is coffee time. I think I want to put a little bit of the sun rays behind this. I think that would look really cool. There's a stencil that comes with your box. So this is a Call Me Crafty Al stencil called Here Comes the Sun. There's 2 different patterns. So we can pick either one to go behind our little scene. This one or this one. I think I'm going to do this one. And I'm going to see if I have yellow. I think I do. And I'm just going to do some sun rays right there. You can mask off your images if you don't want to get the sun ray on your image there. But I think I want the sun ray to come behind it. So I might just go in right here. I'm going to do very, very lightly. Okay, this color here is Pineapple from MFT. And I'm going to try not to get any ink on my white card space. And so I'm just going to go in very lightly, try not to get the ink all over my image. But I do want it inside here. So it looks like the rays are coming from behind the image. Okay, I think that's going to be good. There we go. Looks good. I think I got a little bit of ink right there. But I think maybe we can cover that up with my sentiment. And then what I want to do is ground this with some Copic markers. So let's see if I can erase the ink. I don't know, I've gotten lucky with this eraser. For some reason, it does take away ink, and that is helping. Yep, that does look better. Okay, so let me think where I want the sentiment. I think I'll have it like right about there. So let's make sure it's straight. And then I'm going to stamp it out with the VersaFine Clair. Okay, that looks good. So one more step, we're going to add a little bit of a ground. I think I'll use some gray markers. So I have W5, W3, W1, and W0. So I'm just gonna take my darkest and I'm just gonna put that right underneath the images. And then we'll just soften that out. Okay, and now we can take our colorless blender. I like to do this for the shadows and just take away the edge. Kind of just fades into the cardstock. Okay, we're going to add our card base, and then we'll add some embellishments to the card. And I had some glue on my fingers and I got it on my white card base. So I had some glue on my finger and I touched the white, so there's glue there. So there is an eraser, a glue eraser. So you have to let the glue dry, and then you just take this little eraser and it just rubs off the glue. So I'm doing it very, very lightly, and look at that. So it took it right off. So my card is beautiful again. So let's add some gems. I'm gonna add the clear sparkling gems from This Calls for Confetti. Your box does come with some confetti. Let me see if I can find that. So this would go perfect. Maybe I should use this one, guys. Let's get another tray. How did that get on there? Oh. So this one has some beautiful matching colors. There's white, and there's a really pretty yellow. Look at that, matches my ink perfectly. We've got that pink. This confetti is available in the shop. I do have some left over, so I did list those. I really like adding the confetti to this sunray stencil. It just looks like it's just like bursting out. Okay, I think that looks good right there. So let's glue that down. Okay, so there is my completed card. Okay, so here's my completed card. I think it turned out super cute. I just love these images. They're so whimsical, so pretty. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you haven't grabbed your box this month, I'll have it linked in the description box for you. You can head on over. If you join the club, there's a drop-down menu that says monthly. Click on that, and that will get you into the club. You'll save an extra 5% off your box. Plus, you'll get a new box shipped to you every 30 days from the date you purchase. You can go into your account and change those dates if you like, as long as it's 10 days before your next shipment. So thank you so much, guys, and I will catch you real soon in the next video. Bye, guys.